This is an all-clad copper core 5-ply stainless steel lined frying pan. Is this one a good one for your money? Does it produce nice, even cooking and heating? Can you use this to fix a delicious supper? I don't know. Today we're going to do a big, in-depth review and cooking feature and find out. Let's get started. Hi guys, and welcome to Uncle Scott's Kitchen. Now I've got a little bit of a confession to make about this review. A couple weeks ago I put up a review of a debouillé pan, a debouillé frying pan, and underneath that review several people asked me, how does that pan compare to the all-clad pans? And I was going to grab a hyperlink to the big in-depth review and cooking feature we did on this pan. And I started looking around and I couldn't find it. And I went back through my files and I couldn't find it. Lo and behold, it turns out I've had this pan a year and a half, and somehow I thought I had done a big review on this thing, but it fell through the cracks and I just never got it done. I have no idea why. Now, in my defense, I do drink a lot, but it never got done. And kind of like my wife, this pan is deserving of some attention and some love, so we're going to rectify that situation today. With the pan, not my wife. Now we're going to have to change things up just a little bit, because normally when I do a pan review, I get the pan in new and I show the unboxing and first reaction on camera, and then we kind of go through the stats and features of the pan and learn how to cook with it. We kind of all learn about that together. That has already happened. That ship has sailed with this pan. I can't do any kind of unboxing, but what I can do is provide a little bit of a long-term perspective. Been cooking in this thing heavily for a year and a half now. It's in the go-to heavy use rotation around here. So not trying to give away the ending at the beginning, but you can probably tell I like the pan a lot. I'm fairly particular about pans. I wouldn't use it for a year and a half if I didn't like it. One thing I want to show right up front. Year and a half of heavy cooking, the pan is still flat. I think All-Clad makes good quality products, and this pan has not warped or deformed. It's still flat and it doesn't spin. So I like that right up front. Now this is a copper core pan. Now All-Clad has several different lines of stainless steel skillets. They have what's called the D3 line. That's a tri-ply line. You get the stainless steel cooking surface, you get a magnetic induction safe stainless steel on the bottom, and in the middle you get a layer of aluminum. Then moving up from there, they have the D5 line. There you get 3 internal cores. You get an aluminum, a steel I believe, and then another aluminum. Then at the top of the range for all-clad stainless steel, you get these copper core pans. Still 5-ply, but in the middle you get a layer of aluminum, then a layer of copper, then another layer of aluminum. Now all-clad pans are all-clad, go figure. But that means that those layers, that layer of copper, it goes all the way up to the edge. So if you look at the edge of the pan, you can see a little bit of that copper highlight there. It also has a band around the middle where you can kind of see some copper highlights as well. So I feel like this pan is positioned at the top end of the stainless steel cooking category and kind of dipping a toe over the line into the world of copper. Not quite, but kind of dipping a toe in. Okay, as always, I paid for this pan myself. I buy my own products to review. I think it makes the reviews as unbiased as possible. It is not any kind of free marketing or review copy. Now these list for about $265 these days. That's the list price. Like I said, I got mine over a year ago. I think I got mine on some sort of sale and it was around $250 is what I paid for mine. But that's getting up there. That's near the top of the mark for this stainless steel category. I should note here that you can get those D3s that are very popular for about $130. And that begs the question, if you can get a D3 for $130, is this pan twice as good for twice the cost? That all depends on the type of person you are. I have not used one of those D3s, but for me, I really enjoy kitchen stuff. I enjoy nice kitchens. I want the best gear. I always look to upgrade in the kitchen. Now I have a Toyota that has 268,000 miles on it. That is not upgraded. But as a philosophy of life, I enjoy spending time in the kitchen and cooking delicious food. I am always looking to upgrade in the kitchen. So it doesn't bother me to pay up just a little bit if I'm getting better quality. Okay, normally we would have a big introduction to the pan. Because this pan is not new and I'm not unboxing it, I'm going to do things a little bit differently in this review and just incorporate some of the details about the pan in with the cooking tests as we go through them. So let's go ahead and jump in and show you some of the stuff we cook in this pan. One of the dishes we use this All-Clad for the most, in fact twice this week already, is for browning and cooking chicken. So let's start by cooking some bone-in, skin-on chicken thighs. We just dry the chicken really well so that it browns and doesn't steam. We salt and pepper it. I heat up the pan on a gas stove, pretty hot at first, and add some veggie oil. Then in go the thighs. After the thighs go in, I turn down that heat to closer to medium. I leave them alone for 5 or 6 minutes or so. They stick at first, then with that Maillard reaction, they brown and release and begin to develop that nice crispy chicken skin. Very nice browning, and all seem to be browning at the same rate. So with using a nice even gas flame and having the layers of copper and aluminum, you can really tell that this pan produces nice even heating and cooking. After a few minutes or two on the flip side, I transfer the pan to a hot oven to finish the cooking. Got a few veggies roasting in there as well. Couple of notes here. The handles on this pan are made from stainless steel, so importantly, they are oven safe. Also notice that the All-Clad has a helper handle. Now it's a medium weight pan to begin with, weighing in at about 3 pounds 12 ounces. And with that helper handle, even when weighed down with food, I think most people will be able to maneuver the pan with no trouble at all. So after 12 to 15 minutes in the oven, I remove the chicken, check it with a meat thermometer to make sure it's up to at least 170 Fahrenheit internally, and note that that handle is screaming hot. Really important to put a mitt or towel on it. I remove that chicken to a plate, and it looks like we've got a lot of goodness left in the pan, so let's make a quick pan sauce here. I've got some garlic, some chopped shallots, some butter, some thyme, some white wine, some stock. So I get rid of most of the oil and fat from the pan, but I leave a little bit of it. I add the chopped shallots, cook those down for a minute or two, add some thyme and garlic. Now I remove those, especially the garlic, after 45 seconds or so, but you could leave them in if you want to. Then I deglaze the pan with some white wine, scrape up all the sticky bits. Then add some chicken stock and reduce all of that. Add some herbes de Provence, then a skosh of cornstarch and water to thicken it a little. And I was supposed to add the butter I had sitting there. I had it sitting right beside me, but somehow, again here, I forgot to add it. Who forgets to add butter? Me, apparently. Yet still delicious. We use this All-Clad to produce a nice weeknight, real deal meat and potatoes meal. We got great browning, nice Maillard reaction, went stovetop to oven, we reduced to pan sauce, we're off and cooking. Got similar results with pork chops, another dish we make at least once a week around here. Got nice even browning on these, and what I want to note here is that this 12-inch pan has a little over 9 inches of cooking surface diameter, so it will easily hold 4 full-size pork chops with no crowding. Again, after frying, there's some nice sticky bits left in the pan. So let's make one of the 5 Alabama mother sauces, some pork chop gravy. Pour out most of that fat, leave just a little bit. We're gonna add butter, gonna add flour. We're gonna cook that down, add some salt and pepper. Then gonna add some stock, stir, stir, stir. And I wanna note here that the stainless steel is pretty darn tough, so I am not worried about using a wire whisk at all to stir the gravy and get those sticky bits off the bottom of the pan. Also want to point out that the pan's edge has a curved lip to it, which makes it a little bit easier and a little bit less messy to pour a sauce out of the pan. And here we're even going to add something green to the plate and make another fantastic weeknight meal. Now whether it's for taco night, sloppy joe night, or what I'm doing here is fixing a little bit of meat sauce. We use this pan a lot for browning beef. Here browning some beef and some Italian sausage. Gonna make a meat sauce, not really a bolognese, but starting out kind of in the bolognese style. You notice I have 2 sofritos going in the background. Why? Because we have some vegans coming over. Actual vegans, no meat, no cheese, no eggs, nothing. Now the vegans always seem to be on the verge of a meltdown, so we must do what we can to keep them happy, making them their own sauce, not even allowed to use the same spatula between the two sauces. That's okay though, vegans are people too, and when they come over I want them to be happy and have a delicious meal as well. But you notice the All-Clad is producing very nice browning on the beef. When I drag the spatula through, no major sticking. And then towards the end, as the beef browns a little bit more, we do get a little bit of fond left on the pan. I deglaze that and add everything to the sofrito and make a meat sauce in one of the pots. And this looks delicious, and I have to ask the vegans, are you sure you don't want to try a bite? Another food we cook quite often in this All-Clad pan is bacon. Now to get nonstick bacon in a stainless steel skillet, what I do is start the bacon out in a cold pan. This All-Clad holds about 6 slices without too much crowding here. Got that in a cold pan, then I turn the burner on. Once the bacon starts rendering out just a little bit of fat, I go ahead and give it a couple of early turns. Then you can turn the heat up a little bit and you get non-stick, nice bacon. So we use the All-Clad mostly for chicken, pork, beef, and bacon, but you can do other things as well. Let's take a look at scrambled eggs. Now, lots of people don't cook eggs in stainless steel, but you can get non-stick scrambled eggs if you just use plenty of butter and get your pan at the right temperature. Here, these come out non-stick and really nice. Now, everything with these cooking tests is going pretty well so far. What could possibly go wrong? Oh Lord! Beyond Meat, Beyond Breakfast Sausage. And they come in a pack of 22. Woohoo! Okay, with the Beyond Meats, Lord knows I have cracked a joke or two about Beyond Meat products in the past. Normally, to me, they smell like burning plastic. Here, though, I have to give them credit. Got to give credit where credit is due. I actually like these sausage patties. I think the way they look, the texture, the scent, and the flavor, these are about as close to the real deal as any of the Beyond meat products, meat substitute products I have tried. So I actually like them, and I thought they tasted pretty good. As always, they did leave a little bit of gunk in the pan, so let's take a look at cleanup here. Here's the Beyond Meats, here's some bacon mess, here's some mess from a high-temp sear test we'll get to in just a minute. What you want to do here is just get some Barkeeper's Friend or one of its substitutes or competitors, and with a little bit of elbow grease, you can just scrub that stuff right out and get it back to looking like this. Now for the copper band, if you want that copper to remain shiny, just note that you're gonna have to do a little maintenance on it, get some copper brill, get some copper polish, and stay on top of that. I tend to let my copper just develop a patina, so I don't worry about it all that much. But if you want it bright and shiny, it's gonna be a little bit of extra maintenance. This thing has been cooking really well on a gas stove. That's to be expected. You get that nice even flame. You got the aluminum cores and the copper core. But what about on the flat tops? Going down to my basement, here I am just cooking some easy skillet potatoes on the electric flat top. You see that I'm getting nice cooking edge to edge, nice browning. Now on the flat tops, I take a little extra time to heat the pan a little bit more slowly. So if it heats up for 2 minutes on the gas stove, really it's going to take me about 4 on one of the flat tops, because I don't want to take any chance on blasting it with heat and getting any warping. And here on the induction burner, I'm getting nice even heating and cooking nicely edge to edge as well. Now let's finish off the cooking tests with one of my favorite meals, and that is a steak along with a Caesar salad and glass of nice red wine. Here we're going to cook some aged New York strips. As these are aged beef, I don't want to salt these things too early. I don't want to draw any excess moisture out of these. They're already fairly dry as they are. So what I'm doing is just allowing them to come up to room temperature an hour or so before I'm ready to cook them. Then I salt and pepper them. Then I put the All-Clad Copper Core on my biggest gas burner, crank that thing up. I wait until water rolls around like little ball bearings. In goes some oil. In go the steaks. And oh my, these things look delicious. Getting a really, really nice crust on there. The 12-inch pan holds these 2 steaks nicely, getting some nice browning and crust on there. Looks really, really nice. In goes some butter, some fresh rosemary. Make sure those things are basted. And after I get a nice crust on both sides of the steaks, again, I'm going to take that pan and move from stovetop to oven to finish the cooking. About 5 or 6 minutes in the oven, and it gets those just like we like them. Now I admit here I'm using a bagged Caesar salad. Pro tip here, I like to just use half the lettuce. That gets that lettuce to dressing ratio just where I like it. Like a lot of dressing on my salad. And I also like to use an 8-inch chef's knife as my steak knife. Makes me feel a little bit more manly. And as my wife says, I need all the help I can get. But an absolutely fantastic meal to finish up with. So for the All-Clad Copper Core 5-ply stainless steel line frying pan, boy, I really do like this thing. Been using it well over a year and a half now. It's in the heavy go-to rotation around here. We've shown that it does a great job with browning proteins, the chicken, the bacon, the beef, the pork. Did a great job there. We made some pan sauces. It did a great job at reducing pan sauces. You can use it for other things like eggs and high-temp searing as well. Very high quality pan, produces great cooking results. I really like it. I use it all the time, and I give it a thumbs up. Okay, if you want to get one of these things for yourself, make sure you check out the shopping links below. Look for links somewhere on this screen to other videos you might enjoy. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. We'll see you again next time on Uncle Scott's Kitchen.